Welcome everyone to Week 5 Grind with DFS Rebels. It's your boy David Dietrich, aka Double D. I'm here with Robert Smith. You can call him Twitch. DFS Rebels is sponsored by BetAngles with player pick'em contests, computer-generated sports betting picks, and sports research tools. Together, we will rise to the top. So before we start the grind, smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Alright, well, so let's get into it. And make sure you join the rebellion. Yes, sir? The first game we're going to talk about today. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, we're gonna dive into the Carolina Panthers versus the Atlanta Falcons. I think that's one of the chalkier games of the week. Do you agree with that?
Some players are pretty chalky, yeah.
Okay. Injury news to talk about. Julio Jones is still questionable. More like a game time decision. Besides that, for the Panthers, Eli Apple, he has a hamstring injury. He's out. And, of course, Christian McCaffrey is still out. But look like he might be coming back next week.
Yeah,
all right. Okay. I didn't mention yet. The favorite is the Atlanta Falcons. They're a 2.5-point favorite, and the over and under is 53 points. All right. Who do you want to talk about first?
Well, right off the bat, let's talk about. I want to talk about these primetime games. When you have a primetime game and the quarterback does awful, like when Lamar Jackson had that bad game against Kansas City, I told everyone on the last podcast, play Lamar Jackson. He's going to be great on Sunday, and he's going to be low owned. And guess what? I think it was like the third highest scoring quarterback Sunday.
Yeah, that was
and he was low owned.
Yes.
Same thing with Minster. He had that bad primetime game, and then he had a good game. So everyone saw Matt Ryan have a bad game on, what was it, Monday?
Yeah.
So I'm telling you right now, play Matt Ryan at his low ownership, especially if Julio plays. If he doesn't play, I still like Matt Ryan.
Okay.
You could pass on the Panthers 100%, especially since the Falcons are fifth right now in passing yards for games.
Okay.
So I'm all over this. I'm not on the run game at all. Todd Gurley, you can watch Todd Gurley and you can tell he has the vision and the IQ to be an elite running back, but his body just doesn't do it. It's like his body is just like 5 seconds behind what he wants to do. And it's sad to see.
He looks slow for sure. Yeah. But I think that's over the years. He's been getting a massive amount of usage with the Rams, and his body finally came back to haunt him.
I mean, he's going to get those goal line rooks and probably get a touchdown.
He got those 2 touchdowns last week because they had those.
He's probably going to do that again. It's just it's sad to see that he can't do what I know he's capable of.
Yes.
Across the field, again, Mike Davis is a great play because that's Bridgewater's safety blanket. Mm-hmm. So he's going to keep dumping off to Mike Davis. Robbie Anderson is just a stud. I don't know how else to say it. He's been fantastic. I love Robbie Anderson this week against the Falcons. Coming into this year, everyone thought the Falcons were going to be awful. Not the Falcons, Panthers. They are. Actually,
I was included. They're showing
they are actually a lot better than we originally thought.
And the defense is playing a lot better as well.
Right. I'm not playing either one of these defenses, but I can definitely target this game for a lot of offense.
Yeah, this is going to be a shootout. All right, so let me go. Let me talk about the Falcons first. Matt Ryan is a good call. You saying he's going to be on the lower owned side. I'll definitely have some shares of Matt Ryan. Let's see. If Julio Jones plays, obviously Julio Jones is probably going to be low, and no one's going to touch him this week. The guy that's been filling in for him, Zacchaeus.
Sneaky play.
Yeah, I'm looking at his stats. He's had 9 targets last week. He had 8 catches, 86 yards. And then I know the week prior to that, he had another good game too. So, yeah, if Julio Jones doesn't start, I like this guy, Zacchaeus.
And, of course, Ridley all over the place.
Yes, Calvin Ridley. He had...
He had a down game.
Yeah, no, he didn't even have a catch last week.
Yeah, that's okay. He'll come back.
Yeah, I mean, he had a hamstring injury himself, so I'll be back on the Calvin Ridley train. Hayden Hurst, your boy, the tight end. Yep. I have some shares of him. If I'm gonna go Matt Ryan as my QB as a stack.
Yep.
Like you, I'm off Todd Gurley this week. I don't care about his backup either, Brian Hill. He's not in the game as much to make a difference. For the Panthers, Bridgewater had that big game last week. Was low owned.
I told everyone to play Bridgewater last week while he was low owned against a good game. I'm off him this week as he's a little more owned now. Yeah,
so he's going to be the chalk of the week because he's going against the Atlanta defense. Yeah. So, I'm not going to have too many shares of him. I'll probably throw one line, maybe in a cash, cash game with I think he'll be a good cash game play this week. Bridgewater,
100%.
Mike Davis obviously going to be a nice cash game play to pair up with Bridgewater. Because Bridgewater likes to throw those safety blankets. Mike Davis is getting all the Christian McCaffrey stats. He got the 16 rushes last week. He's getting the targets. How many targets he had last week? He had let's see. Well, it says he had 5 catches for 27 yards. I'm not seeing his targets, but yeah, he's getting all the work that Christian McCaffrey began. So I love Mike Davis as well. I don't care if he's chalk or not. Roddy Anderson, Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore. You pick your poison. But like I said, I'm going to stay away from the Panthers this week. They're a little chalky.
Next on the table. Let's go.
Next on the table. All right. This one's not the greatest of all games. The Arizona Cardinals versus the New York Jets. The Cardinals are a 7.5-point favorite, and the over and under is 47.5. Injuries to note about. For the Jets, Sam Darnold is going to be out this game, and their rookie tackle Becton, shoulder is doubtful. Brashad Perriman, ankle doubtful, and Denzel Mims, their receiver, also is out. All right.
Let's talk about the Jets first. Let's talk about Adam Gase. Let's talk about that nutless monkey. I refuse. You can play anybody you want from there if you think they're going to produce fantasy, but I am not playing any player that plays for that fucking taint tickler. I am off. Just one. Done. I'm off this entire atrocious team.
You're telling me you're off Le'Veon Bell?
Who's he play for?
Adam Gase.
Absolutely in the shitter. Flush the fucking toilet.
Okay.
And now you got Joe Flacid fucking coming out.
Yeah,
he looks like a statue when he plays.
Yeah,
he just came off a bad surgery. Mm-hmm. He hasn't been a starter in God knows how long. For the love of God, get this horrendous team off the field. You can talk. I'm done with
this. You said it. I'm not speaking about the New York Jets right now. That's all I gotta say. For the Cardinals, I'm on Kyle Murray. You play them and you pair him up with DeAndre Hopkins. If you want to throw some Christian Kirk and Isabella for GPP plays, you can do that. But this could be. I want to talk about Kenyon Drake. He's having a down year.
Yeah. And this is his last chance, I think. Otherwise Edmonds takes over.
I won't say takeover, but they will definitely get him more involved. So yeah, like I said, I'm fading the Jets. They're just fucking absolutely horrible. Shitting team. Let me get one more noise for that one. They're just horrible. Yeah, that's a great one right there. The Jets. That's them. That's their season going down the drain.
If looking at the stats, they're like last in everything offensive-wise. But yeah, like you said, just Christian Kirk, I love. I think he's getting at least one touchdown.
Okay.
Hopkins is going to get his 8 targets for 100-something yards.
Yep. It's just guessing those touchdowns. You don't know if Kyle Murray's going to run the ball or run it in. But
I love Arizona's defense. That's my favorite defense.
Yes, that's one of my other defenses I like. I did say prior to this the Rams, but yeah, I'm targeting the Jets all day on this one. Joe Flacco is not a mobile quarterback. He's going to sit there and just do nothing. That's what he does. That's what he did he played for my Broncos last year, and it was the worst move that we ever did with John Elway. Yeah, I still love you, buddy.
Just play Arizona, and you know what? Jets, one more time.
Next up, the LA Rams versus the Washington football team. The Rams are a 7.5-point favorite. The over and under is 46 points. Injury report for the Rams, Mika Kaiser, groin injury, limited practice, questionable. And for the Washington football team, Steven Mims, receiver, out. Chase Young, groin, full practice, questionable, game time decision. And Bryce Love, running back, is out. All right. So I do like the Rams in this game.
Right now, just going down to the wire. I'm gonna bring the fire. Play Antonio Gibson.
Okay,
I love it.
Tell us why.
Well, okay. Kyle Allen is a check down master. It's like that's all he knows how to do. The former Rose Bowl champion. That's all he knows how to do. You saw what he did with McCaffrey. He's going to do the same thing. The only thing I'm scared about is McKissick is still there, and he's been the passing down back. So McKissick is actually a play. You could definitely use him.
Blame DK?
Yep, definitely DK. But I really am just hoping that they use Gibson more in the passing. Considering when he came out to Columbine, he was a wide receiver, and then they transferred him to a running back. But Gibson is definitely the lead back, so he's not only going to get the carries, he's going to get the checkdowns as well. He is in a smash spot, I believe. I absolutely love Gibson. I'm predicting Gibson is going to be a top 5 running back this week. Fantasy rise.
Okay.
Across the field, Cam Akers is back. I'm not super high on him because he's had a slow start and then he was injured. But everyone was high on him going into the season. I really want to see what he's capable of. I want to see it, especially since I have a lot of his rookie cards. I want to sell him for big money if he starts doing good. I'll have some shares of Cam Akers.
Make that money, man.
I'll have some shares of Cam Akers in GPPs for sure. I love Kupp and Woods. I think they're both in smash spots also, especially Woods in DK, PPP, and PPR leagues. What do you think for this?
All right, yeah, so I'm predicting a game script. I think the Washington football team will be playing from behind. So, yeah, Kyle Allen, you could throw some shares out there. I like your call on Antonio Gibson. He looks like a monster. By the end of the season, we're all gonna be on the Antonio Gibson train for sure. He looks like a great rookie for this year. They do have J.D. McKissick. He's their third down back. He will get a lot of targets in the backfield, so I do like him. I'm really heavy on him on PPR sites for sure, like DK. So I'm gonna have some shares of definitely J.D. McKissick. Other than that, though, I'm not. The receivers are not doing it for me on Washington. Besides Terry McLaurin, he's the only guy I will throw shares on. Rams, I love Goff. Goff is having a sneaky good season this year. I like Cooper Kupp. I like Robert Woods. I'm fading all the running backs on the Rams. I just don't, until they find a guy they're going to go to week by week, I'm fading them all. But, on the Rams, I love Goff. I love, you can put Tyler Higbee because the tight ends each week are, scarce. So, yeah, Higbee, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods.
It's just so weird seeing Haskins after his best game get benched. But now he's the third string, and if Kyle Allen fails, we get to see Alex Smith come up.
Yeah, and sorry to cut you off, but I do like the Rams defense too as this week. I know Kyle Allen is not no bum. I'm not saying he is, but the Rams do force a lot of turnovers. The Redskins' offensive line isn't the greatest.
No, I actually like the Rams defense a lot this week.
Yeah, so I like them at putting pressure on Kyle Allen and getting some interceptions. So yeah, I like the Rams defense as well.
Yeah, I think right now I think the Washington has the fourth best passing yard defense, and the Rams have the 8th. So it's might not be a high scoring in the air.
Yeah, that's good to know actually. I didn't know Redskins defense is up like that.
But I do like the running games on both sides.
You're right. Antonio Gibson is a monster. Yeah, I like him.
I think we finally get to see Cam Akers in the end zone.
I would like to see what he's made of. You talked him up this year. Like I said, I wasn't high on any rookie running backs this year, but you definitely got me looking a lot more and getting my eyes open up. All right, next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are a 5.5-point favorite. The over and under is 54.5. Injury knows to note about on the Jacksonville side. Josh Allen, DN, out, and Miles Jack, linebacker, limited practice, questionable.
O'Brien is gone.
Yes, sir. Their first game without him. And for the Texans, let me get this injury report out real quick. Bernardrick McKinnon, shoulder, limited practice, questionable, and Jordan Akins, tight end, concussion, limited practice, questionable. All right, let's talk about this.
We finally get to see what the Houston Texans can do, because Bill O'Brien, he halted them, he handicapped them.
What a terrible trade on their part. They gave up all these picks. Plus their best player on the team, hands down. Deshaun Watson is arguably one of their best players.
So just getting into it, they are last in their run game. They're ranked 32nd. Second.
They're falling behind way too many times, so they have to abandon the run game.
Yeah, but so with the new coach, what's his name? Romero Cremo, I think his name is. He's also the oldest coach in history, I believe, for head coach.
Yeah, he's the intern coach for now. They're going to replace him later, but he is the coach for now.
I think, so they were, Bill O'Brien wanted to show that David Johnson was a good trade, and obviously it was not. That's why they're 32nd in the run. I really think the new coach is going to involve Duke Johnson in this the pass catching game. I love Duke Johnson tomorrow as a GPP play. Absolutely love Duke Johnson. I'm off David Johnson.
I like him in DK for sure.
Yeah, I'm off David Johnson. Load up Fuller. I love Brandon Cooks this week. I've loved him every week, and he just hasn't done anything. But again, I think the offense is going.
For some reason, he had no targets, no stats last week.
This whole team wants to come out and show Bill O'Brien that he was wrong. So they are gonna fight, and they are gonna win. I'm telling you. Load up Cooks, load up Fuller. Those guys are going off tomorrow. And then you got Minshew, who is the garbage time master. So if I'm saying Houston's taking this game, you're going to watch Minshew come from behind. He's going to be bombing it. Even though Houston's defense is pretty decent against the pass, I still think Minshew is going to have great fantasy points. DJ Chalk, I like him, but he is going to be guarded by Roby, so I'm a little off Chalk. I'm going to have shares of him, just not as heavy. I love Sonalt tomorrow. You can run all over this Houston team. Load up James Robinson as one of the top 5 running backs of this week. I'm telling you right now. What do you think?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite games to target. I'm not sure it's going to be one of the chalky games, but I don't think so. I like both quarterbacks on both sides. I love Minshew. I love...
Watson's actually pretty chalky.
Is he? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll have some shares with Deshaun Watson. I think they're going to, they've got their... This is like a fresh start. They're 0-4. They need a win. They got no Bill O'Brien, so they're going to come out firing. I'm going to call first play action, deep pass to either Stills or Fuller, touchdown, first play.
Love it.
Yeah, so, David Johnson, I don't know. I'll have some shares with him. We'll see this game if they're going to keep him involved in the pass game, but if not, I'm fading him. But, yeah, I'm on the both quarterbacks this week, Deshaun Watson and Minshew. More on the Minshew side. You pair him, like you said, Roby, it will be on DJ Chalk. But you can't just fully fade him, so you got to put some shares of him. He's one of the only receivers I do like this week. Chris Conley. The rookie Laviska Shenault. He looks good. They're getting him involved in the running game and pass game. You mentioned earlier that the Houston Texans have the worst rush defense, so James Robinson is a good play on the Jacksonville Jaguars side.
He's the best play in town.
Yeah, so if anybody, James Robinson is my favorite play on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah. Next up, the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are an 11-point favorite, and the over and under is 55 points. All right, Rob, you start off the Las Vegas Raiders. What are you liking? What are you liking on both sides?
Well, I do like that Ruggs is back.
Let me get into this injury report real quick. It's not long. Chiefs, there's nobody really mentioned, and then for the Raiders, Bryan Edwards, the wide receiver ankle, he's going to be out. Trent Brown, this is a big one, the tackle for the Raiders. He's questionable, full practice today. We'll see. It's probably game time decision. And then Richie Incognito, Achilles out. All right, you go.
Getting Trent Brown back is big. But so if you're looking at the Kansas City defense, they are second in allowing points per game, which is like 17.5. So that's not looking too good for the Raiders. But I do like that Ruggs is back. Remember, Ruggs is a speedster. It doesn't really go well with who Derek Carr is, but I think he's due for a big game. I want to see Derek Carr just air it out for like a big one to Ruggs, and I will always take Ruggs as a GPP play because he is capable of doing that. So I do like Ruggs this week. I love Waller. I love Jacobs. You know they're going to go heavy on Jacobs. That's their main weapon, and you want to keep Mahomes off the field. So Jacobs is almost a lock for me in like at least 75% of my lineups. I absolutely love Jacobs. But the Raiders are just hurting on defense. Their line is messed up. So it's always hard to pick them. So the Chiefs are easily winning this game. From the Chiefs, Watkins has been dominating the targets. I love Watkins, especially in PPR, DK. Tyreek Hill, it's weird. If you watch him, it's like he doesn't exist. And then like more than halfway through the game, you'll just look and he's just in the end zone. He just out of nowhere. I'm locking Tyreek Hill in.
Okay.
One of my predictions of the week is 2 touchdowns for Tyreek Hill. And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
Okay.
And of course Kelsey and CEH has been proving to be why everyone was so into him going into this draft season. He's proven it, and I love him against my Raiders.
All right, I'm gonna start with the Las Vegas Raiders. I think I'm fading the Raiders this week. I'm predicting a game streak where they're gonna be behind by maybe a couple touchdowns. So, I mean, Derek Carr is going to chuck it, probably 40-plus times in this game. If Henry Ruggs comes back, that'd be a good target. Darren Waller is probably the only guy I'm on this week. If the Raiders fall behind, I think Josh Jacobs will, he's not going to benefit from that because he needs to get 20-plus carries to get, his stats up. So I'm gonna be fading Josh Jacobs. So yeah, on the Raiders, I just really like Waller maybe, and want to throw some shares on Hunter Renfrow, and that's about it. On the Chiefs, I'm very high on the Chiefs. Mahomes gonna eat. He's going against a weak defense of the Raiders. Not to keep jabbing you, but Raiders defense isn't that good. But yeah, I like Mahomes. You pair him up with Tyreek Hill. My sneaky play, he might not be too sneaky. I like Hardeman. He's been getting touchdowns the last couple of weeks. He's got one touchdown last week, and then he had a touchdown the week before. So he's always a threat to have a touchdown in the game. And like you said before, Sammy Watkins. So yeah, have your shares with. Just choose your weapon with Mahomes. You throw in Kelsey, Tyreek, Watkins, or that's who I like this week.
Yeah. Well, I like this as a high-scoring game because the Chiefs are first and the Raiders are second in converting the third down. So they're both really good at converting it and keeping the plays going. I see it a high-scoring game and a high-scoring fantasy game.
Yeah, I didn't mention Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I do like him as well. So yeah, I like pretty much everybody on the Chiefs. All right, the next game up is the battle of the Pennsylvania teams. We got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers is a 7.5-point favorite, and the over and under is 44 points. Injury report, a lot on the Eagles side, mostly the receivers. Deshaun Jackson, Jalen Reagor, and their tight end Dallas Goedert all out for this week. And then their tackle Justin Peters is out. And then for the Steelers, only Derek Watt, the fullback, is out. All right, Robert, you start.
We got to right now talk about that Pittsburgh defense. That is elite. That's an elite defense. Look at that. They're second in allowing yards per game. They're sixth in passing yards. First in rushing yards.
Yeah, you're not running on this team.
No, and then fifth in points per game, only allowing 19.3 points a game. This defense is scary. And when you look at Wentz, has thrown an interception in every game, including 3 of the games he threw 2 interceptions. This is a defense that should be locked into
sacked too. This guy, I'm loving this.
This is a defense that should be locked in every lineup. And you were just talking a little while ago. You think this is the game where the Pittsburgh Steelers defense damages Wentz, and this is where we see some Jalen Hurts finally come into the game. But we're not really going to talk about Jalen Hurts right now. We're going to
still talk about Carson Wentz, but definitely not on Carson Wentz this week. Like Rob was just saying, the Steelers defense is just coming after you. They're bringing you blitzes on every side. They're just so good. Carson Wentz, even in cake matchups, is struggling. He's throwing interceptions. He's getting sacks. I think the Steelers are going to... I'm predicting the Steelers hurt Carson Wentz in this game. For sure.
I'm locking in Deontay Johnson. I'm locking in Juju. Connor is going to run all over this Eagles defense, who's allowing 108 yards average.
Yeah, I mean, the only guy they got to worry about is, what's his name in the middle?
Flex Cox?
Yeah, but besides that, that's nobody else to be scared about.
Connor's going to have a field day. I say Ebron's getting a touchdown this week. That's one of my GPP tight end plays. Eric Ebron. You could lock.
You're not scared of Vance McDonald?
No, not at all. Eric Ebron season this week. Put that one on paper so you can have my prediction. I love the Steelers. Ben is going to go off. Ben is one of my favorite quarterbacks this week.
He's looking at less than 2% ownership this week on FanDuel.
On the Philly side, I'm not liking too much.
They got Greg Ward going out. He's probably going to be the number 1 receiver.
I like Ward. He's actually very talented.
They had that rookie, John Hightower. Miles Sanders, I'm fading this week. Definitely in the running game. The Eagles are going to be behind.
The thing about Sanders is he also catches passes, and I do feel he's a goal line rook. He's going to get a touchdown. He's going to produce, but he's just not a running back I'm going to be using because there's just better running backs this week.
They were throwing to this guy, Rashard Rodgers, who's the other tight end besides Zach Ertz. So
Zach Ertz is always a good play.
Zach Ertz is. I mean, he's not having a good season this year. I don't know what's going on with the Carson Wentz and the Zach Ertz connection, but it's not happening.
And last week they activated. Oh man, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I'll have to post it in the chat on Facebook. But they activated a wide receiver off the practice squad. I think it was like Miami's practice squad. and they put him as a tight end. Butler. But he wasn't used last week. But I actually see him being used this week. He's very talented hands, so I can see him taking place at Goddard and Carson Wentz targeting him. So I do like Butler as a GPP play.
Yeah. I like this game. I'm fading the Eagles. I'm off the Eagles this week. I'm gonna play the Steelers defense. That's probably a plug. That's probably one of the best defenses this week.
Plug and
play for sure. Because Wentz is a turnover-prone quarterback, so I love the upside in turnovers for the Steelers. And on offense, I like Big Ben. If they can control the clock, I feel like they're gonna run the ball a lot more. So Connor is a good play. I'm on him more than Big Ben. And on the receiver side, Juju Smith-Schuster and Deontay Johnson all day. And then sneaky touchdown play of the week is Claypool.
Is Claypool actually playing?
He should be. I don't have no.
I thought he was questionable. Oh, if he's playing, he's actually.
Claypool's playing. He's.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, he's my sneaky touchdown of this game right here.
Awesome.
Cincinnati Bengals versus the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens is a 12.5-point favorite. The over and under is 51. Injuries to note about: John Ross is out. Joe Mixon limited practice, questionable, and C.J. Uzomah out. Ravens, Derek Wolfe, DN, elbow, questionable. Mark Andrews, Jimmy Smith, and Marcus Peters are all questionable, but they're all probably going to play. All right, Rob, what are you liking in this game?
Baltimore's defense is kind of, I see the Bengals putting up points, but their defense is still a solid choice. They allow the fourth least amount of points at 18.3.
Solid.
Yeah, so they have a good defense. Lamar Jackson like I said, he did a lot better last week after he got exposed to the Chiefs. I'm off the running game because the three-headed monster is so hard for fantasy. I understand it for like a
more like a four-headed monster because Lamar Jackson's getting his catches too.
And I understand it for like a football team why the team is doing it, but for fantasy purposes, it's not good. None of the quarterbacks has had more than 10 rushing attempts. Dobbins does get a little involved in the passing game, so he's maybe has the most upside. Marquise Brown has been very underwhelming. He has to pick it up. Hollywood Brown has to pick it up.
Yeah, I don't think it's on. It's mainly I think more on the Lamar Jackson side.
Yeah, because they're ranked 31st in passing.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done. They have high expectations to win a Super Bowl, and you want to beat the Chiefs. And they didn't beat the Chiefs last week. Lamar Jackson has to be a better quarterback at the end of the day.
Hollywood Brown is gonna start doing. I just don't know if it's this week.
Yeah.
On the other side, I'm fading Mixon. Baltimore's pretty good at stopping the run.
Yeah. Good call.
I absolutely love Higgins. He's been showing everyone that he is a high caliber talent. I love Boyd, especially PPR leagues. Boyd is just very talented. Green, like I've been saying for a couple of weeks, Green is just done. He's going to have a couple of flashes, but he's not somebody on my radar going forward. I like Bo. I think Bo in garbage time is going to throw that ball. He does a lot of attempts, and as long as you're throwing a lot of attempts like that in garbage time, I'm locking you in for fantasy purposes. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll start with the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's probably the only play I'll play on the Ravens this week. Honestly, you don't have to pair him up with anything because he just gets his running game going.
Mark Andrews. I love Mark Andrews.
All right. Well, yeah, Mark Andrews is probably the only play. Like Hollywood Brown is not getting too much involved in the passing game, but he's their best threat.
So if you're doing deep GPPs, take a shot at Marquise Brown because he hits that long touchdown.
Yeah, you need those touchdowns to hit value with Hollywood Brown, and they will come. Lamar Jackson's going to figure it out eventually. He's going to have to, and he's going to have to eventually win that big game, and he's going to fall behind quite a few games, and he has to learn how to be a better quarterback. So yeah, on the Ravens, I'm just liking Lamar Jackson. I'm fading the running game on the Ravens besides Lamar Jackson because he's going to get you their carries and he's going to get you those touchdowns. Yeah. And then Mark Andrews is probably the only other receiver I like. On the Bengals side, Joe Burrow for garbage time stats. I'll have some shares for him for sure because he's going to chuck it 35 to 40 attempts this game. They're going to be they're a 12.5-point favorite, so the Vegas season falling behind in this game. So yeah, I like Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon. I'm off. He had his breakout game last week, so I'm definitely fading that, and I hope he's really high owned this week because I'm fading him 100%.
Just to give you an idea of like the passing, Lamar Jackson is 67 from 98, and Joe Burrow is 116 out of 177. Lamar Jackson, 769 total yards. With Joe Burrow at 1121, and Lamar Jackson only has one more touchdown than Burrow.
Okay,
so that just gives you an
good.
idea.
That's good. That's a difference between a quarterback and a running quarterback. But like I said, I won't fade Lamar Jackson. He's the favorite in this game. They're gonna run the ball. He's gonna run the ball. But yeah, back to the Bengals. Receivers to pair up with Joe Burrow. I'm on you with the T. Higgins train. The rookie's looking great. He overtook John Ross. I think John Ross is out the game plan now. Game plan. AJ Green looks old. He wants to get paid, but he's not gonna get paid playing like this. Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins are my favorite plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. Next game up on the slate, we're hitting the 4 o'clock games now. The Miami Dolphins versus the San Francisco 49ers. Niners are an 8-point favorite, and the over and under is 50.5 points. Dolphins, one injury to note about. Jakeem Grant, their slot receiver, is questionable. We'll see if he gives it a go. And obviously for the 49ers, they got a lot of injuries here, but some people are coming back. Ezekiel Ansah is out. Deebo Samuel practice limited, questionable for tomorrow. Richard Sherman is going to be out. Raheem Mostert, MCL, limited practice. He's probably game time decision. D Ford is out. Jordan Reed is out. Tevin Coleman's out. Nick Bosa is out. And Solomon Thomas is out. All right. You want to start off, Rob?
Yeah, right off the bat. Like if you look at San Francisco's defense, it looks great on paper. It's like second against passing, third against 14th against rushing, and third with points allowed. But then you have to look at they actually played the Giants, they played the Jets,
and
the Eagles. So, and now you didn't even mention half the injuries on their cornerback. Their secondary is dismantled.
Yeah.
So when who are they going up against?
The Miami Dolphins.
The GOAT. Fitzpatrick is playing. I love it. He's just not the GOAT. He's the screaming GOAT. I love it. I'm telling you. You play Fitzpatrick this week and you pair him with Parker. Parker's going to have a field day against these.
I like that stack. That's going to be a low-owned stack of the week right there. Yeah, is that your low-owned stack of the week?
Low-owned stack of the week.
Okay.
But Garoppolo's back.
Garoppolo's back. Yeah. I mean, he's not the greatest of quarterbacks.
But he's efficient enough that I love Kittle.
Yes, Kittle exploded. Look at this. 15 catches, 183 yards and a touchdown.
Well, that was Rick Mullins.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Like a lot of people, I'm seeing a lot of people talking about fading the expensive tight ends. I don't agree with fading the expensive tight ends this week. I love Kelsey. I love Mark Andrews. I love Waller. And I love Kittle this week. This week, I'm paying up at tight end.
Are you doing a double tight end?
We'll talk about that a little later when I'm making some lines. Okay. But I do like George Kittle a lot. I think Deebo Samuel, he was looking good for his limited snaps.
Let's talk about that leap that your boy Brandon Ayuk
I told you from the beginning of the year, and you didn't want to believe me.
That was crazy. That play was probably one of the top plays of the season.
I told you to hop on that train, and you didn't want to believe me.
I missed the board.
I have him in so many leagues, and now you're sitting there with none of him.
He reminds me a little bit of Deebo Samuel. They have the same size.
They do. The thing with Ayuk though is he's getting those rushing plays. He's getting his wingspan is huge. He has a huge wingspan, so he can catch balls and a huge.
Talk to me about the running game. Are you going to be Mostert plays? Are you on Mostert if he's out? Are you on Jerry McKinnon? Are you Jeff Wilson?
If Mostert plays, yes, I'll be on Mostert. If not, I'll be on McKinnon. I will not be on Wilson. No.
Okay. All right, my plays for the 49ers. I'm gonna. I know Garoppolo's back. I'm not on him this week, so I'm gonna fade him. The running game, I'm also gonna fade. I'm not gonna have any shares.
Gaskin's an okay play this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about for the 49ers. For the 49ers, I'm fading the running game. I know if Mostert comes back, I'm still gonna fade him. McKinnon is involved in a lot in the passing game, but I don't know what's gonna happen if Mostert does play, because McKinnon did have 7 catches last week for 43 yards. So that's a great PPR play on DK. But like I said, my favorite play is Kittle. George Kittle is a stud. He reminds me of a wrestler. He looks like a wrestler. He plays like a fucking wrestler. He's a beast. Like I said,
he's a big WWE fan. So
yeah. George Kittle is my only play for the 49ers. For the Dolphins though, I'm on your boy Fitzpatrick. He's one of the best garbage stat game quarterbacks of the week. So I like him with Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker is one of my favorite receivers this week as well. I think he's going to be low owned. I don't think anybody's going to be on the Dolphins. like you said, Myles Gaskins, they're getting him involved in the passing game. He's a good play.
Don't forget Gesicki.
Gesicki, he burned me in my season-long leagues. I dropped him. But hey, I mean, this could be the week he explodes. But I'm not on him this week. I think I'm on you. You're talking me into playing the more expensive tight ends this week. George Kittle, Kelsey, the Wallers. So I'm on the train. So yeah, on the Dolphins, I like Fitzpatrick and Devontae Parker. That's pretty much it.
So you heard it here first. Make sure you play the one and only.
The Screaming Goat. The New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys is a 8.5 point favorite. 53 is the over and under. The injury report: Jabril Peppers ankle, limited practice, questionable. Sterling Shepard is out. Saquon Barkley is out, and Xavier McKinney, the stud rookie, is out. For the Cowboys, Tyron Smith is out, tackle. Lendon Van Der Esch, he's out. Sean Lee is out, and Blake Jarwin's out. All right, you start off. What do you like on this Giants and Cowboys?
The first thing you have to ask yourself is what's worse, the Giants offense or the Dallas defense?
Okay, I like where this is going.
If you can answer that question, that's how you're going to build with this. Because both are pretty bad.
Yeah,
exactly. I
exactly.
do like
100%.
the Giants. I like the Giants offense. The Dallas is last place in points allowed at 36.5, and I'm one of my predictions, one of my bold takes is I see Tate getting in for a touchdown. I absolutely
Golden
love
Tate.
Yep,
Okay.
I absolutely love Slayton as well. And Evan Ingram's in play. But the thing about Slayton and Ingram is they're heavy chalk. So if you want to eat that chalk, I understand. That's why I like Tate. He's less owned, and I do think he's due for a touchdown.
Like any of the running backs for the Giants?
No, I really don't.
Devontae Freeman,
I have not been
Deion Lewis.
I've not been on Devontae Freeman for
Wayne
years.
Gallman?
No, not been on Devontae Freeman for years, even though he is definitely going to be taking over now. After this week, I might be on him. But he's I think he's 12% owned right now. So he's not chalky, but he's not low owned either. But I'm just not on him personally. But I can see him being effective. The Dallas is that bad. We're flipping around on Dallas. I love CeeDee Lamb. That guy is
He's
so
looking
good.
like the real deal for sure.
So good. I love him.
He's the best looking receiver right now.
Yep.
In the rookie class.
Yep. And Cooper has been an all-star form this year. So Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. So people have been losing a lot of love for Gallup. I see a lot of leagues. People are dropping Gallup. I wouldn't drop him. He's still a solid play. Mm-hmm. But my favorite is Lamb. And then Schultz coming in for Jarwin. Schultz has been chalk city these last couple weeks, and for good reasons. He's been heavy in the targets, so I don't see why not. Dak Prescott has been phenomenal, and then Zeke Elliott is just as good as he's always been. So I think this is a nice high-scoring contest as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. I actually think the Giants could win this.
Okay. I mean, if they do win, it'll be big because they'll be tied in first.
It really depends on how many times Daniel Jones fumbles that ball, though.
Yeah. All right. Real quick for me. I think this is just like the Dolphins. The Giants is a sneaky stack of the week. You put in Daniel Jones and you pair him up with either receiver Darius Slayton or Golden Tate. And then Evan Ingram is a nice tight end to throw out there if you don't want to pay up with the other studs out there. But yeah, Evan Ingram I think he's due for a touchdown. He hasn't had a good season so far, so this is the game that he might explode in. So yeah, so a sneaky stack of the week, just like Fitzpatrick with Devontae Parker, is Daniel Jones with whatever receiver you want to pair him up with. I like Slayton better with the deep threat. And for the Cowboys, I love the Cowboys this week. They're playing the Giants. Their defense is not that good, obviously. I mean, actually, I should take that back. They're actually all right. They're not trash. Yeah, but they're all right.
Yeah, see, we thought the Giants' offense was going to be good and the defense was going to be trash. Yeah. It's actually reverse.
So, yeah, real quick, I love Dak. I love CeeDee Lamb. I love Zeke Elliott. Those are the locks right there. And Amari Cooper is crushing it in targets. He's playing great this season, but, CeeDee Lamb, the rookie, looks phenomenal. So yeah, once again, I like the Cowboys. I like Zeke. Heavy on Zeke, heavy on Dak, heavy on CeeDee Lamb, and Amari Cooper.
My GPP play of the week is Ratley, the wide receiver from the Giants. Sneaky.
Mark it down, guys.
Sneaky.
Ratley.
Less than 0.5% owned. He gets in for a touchdown. You're beating the rest of that field. And we're going to have a Millie Maker.
All right, last but not least, we got the Indianapolis Colts versus the Cleveland Browns. The Colts are a 1-point favorite. The over and under is 48 points. For the Browns, one key injury, Nick Chubb will be out. And for the Colts, a couple big ones. Darius Leonard, stud linebacker, is out for this game. Anthony Walker had a limited practice linebacker. He's questionable. Michael Pittman Jr. is out. Paris Campbell is out. And Malik Hooker is out. All right, Rob, you start off.
First thing you got to note is Colts have the best defense right now.
Yeah, they're
surprising.
They're
first in yards per game, first in passing yards per game, defense rise, fourth in rushing, first in points per game at 14.
Yeah,
and first at stopping the third down.
Okay, that's big.
So, but Darius Leonard is a big hit for them to lose. So. We'll see, because everyone is really high on Hunt with Chubb out, and he's chalky, and he should be. He's been fantastic in the passing and in the running.
Which is interesting now. Now looking at this, the Colts giving up the fourth least amount of points. The Browns now are the first in the league in rushing.
They got, yeah, so it's very interesting, especially with...
Well, no Nick Chubb, though, so...
Yeah, but with Leonard out, it's interesting. But Hunt's been an all-star. So Hunt is, but people are really big on the... Those two other running, I know they're really big on just the one running back, Deonis Johnson.
Mm-hmm. He surprised last week.
He was on the field for 23% of the time, but you got to remember, Dontrell Hillard was on the field for 20% of the snaps. Johnson would be a better play, but I would just do Hunt. I wouldn't go that deep unless you're doing like multiple entries.
Yeah.
Only multiple entries. Don't do this for single games. On the other side, even though Cleveland is the fifth best against the rush, I absolutely love Jonathan Taylor, and I like Hines too. If Hines gets involved in that passing game, very sneaky, very low owned. Since I don't like Phillip Rivers passing to anybody else. Actually, no, I do like Pascal. Pascal's been a favorite player of mine for a couple weeks now. He was a little bit of a letdown last week, but I'm on him again this week. I do not see Odell doing what he did last week against this defense.
Yeah, I think they're gonna keen in on him and make Baker Mayfield throw to his other receivers. So that could open up Laundry. We'll see.
Laundry and Hooper.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland has a chance to win this. Actually,
Ngoku with he's back this game.
Yeah, with a couple of these questionable injuries on the Colts, if Leonard doesn't play. Cleveland can run it, and Hunt can be the main source of points. Ali Lee Cox has proven to be the number one tight end over in Indy. I like him. I will not have any shares of Rivers. I probably won't have any shares of Baker either, but I can see people using them. I understand why after last week. I'm not overly into this game. I just like... I just like Jonathan Taylor and Hines.
Okay. I'm going to be quick on this one. I think this is going to be a defensive game. The Colts defense is elite. The Browns defense is not so bad.
Both defenses are in play for this.
Yes. So I'm not high on any of the offensive players in this game. I have Kareem Hunt and a couple of my teams on season-long leagues. I'm going to be off him this week. Unless they keep him heavily involved in the passing game, then Kareem Hunt is a good play. But I'm not seeing much out of Kareem Hunt this week. I'm off Baker Mayfield. I'm off OBJ. I'm off Landry. And, I'm off the tight ends, too. Austin Hooper and Njoku is coming back this week, too. So I'm not really on the Browns. And for the Colts, Jonathan Taylor is the only guy that stands out for me. The rookie looks great. It's going to be interesting to see what they do next year with Marlon Mack coming back. But... we're not on next year yet. We're still on this year. So, Jonathan Taylor's my only play for the Colts. I'm not on Rivers. Nothing against him, but Browns, I don't see them taking a lead in this game, so I don't think Rivers is going to be needed as much. So, Jonathan Taylor is my number one play for this week. T.Y. Hilton, not so much. I'm not going to be behind him. I don't know if he's going to be going against Denzel Ward, just the corner for the Browns. We'll see who's he's on, but, I'm not really high on these guys. Zach Pascal, if you want to throw a dart. But
I'm big on him. I'm high on him.
You like Zach Pascal?
I love him.
Okay, so Zach Pascal is a good dart thrower and receiver corpse, and then like I said, Jonathan Taylor is my only play.
All right, that about does it. Did we do a good job, guys? Thank you. Listen, if you got to risk it for the biscuit. So make sure you really pay attention to the GPP plays I threw out there. I'm not just saying them. When I say them, I'm playing them. I'm putting my money on it. All right. So I just need all of you to do me a favor. Smash, hit those like buttons, the subscribe buttons. Listen to us on everything: YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Find us everywhere. We're taking over. This is DFS Rebels, baby. And this is it. And you need to join the rebellion.
Love you guys.